Okay, welcome back to Cities Skylines again. It's been a minute since we've done a video here. It's going to be another kind of talking video here. We're not going to go too crazy on this episode, but there's a couple things that we need to get taken care of. One of them I keep coming back to is you'll notice this area down here is this train station. I don't know. I built this. I thought I'd be able to detail it, put some parking or something around it, trees, whatever it is. But I kept messing with it off recording, and I just could never get it to quite look how I wanted it to. So what I decided is I don't like this placement. I want to fill in this grid and I want to get rid of this. I don't know. This really doesn't make sense to me. It would make sense maybe if we did it over here. So there's a couple options that I've been kind of looking at. This one actually I'm going to delete right off the bat. So this one I don't want. It's got parking on both sides, so we're going to have a bypass rail that comes down and connects into um, the station. So it's not like this is going to be mainly over the track. So there's really no realistic way to get the parking to work over there without having them cross the tracks, which I think really doesn't make sense when I can just build a parking lot myself. So this could be something that we use in at some later point, maybe like in the middle of two one-way roads or something like that. But right now, I'm not seeing the use of this one, so I'm gonna get rid of that. This one I was kind of looking at. I wanted something that looks a little older. It's not bad, but I don't like it either, so we're gonna get rid of it as well. This one I was kind of going back and forth on. This one definitely looks like, something you might see in a smaller town, but it's just honestly, it's a little too big, and I don't think it makes sense for what I'm going for in this town. So I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. So that leaves these two, which I've been kind of going back and forth with. So something in this game, trains cannot go past or do not go past a junction and then back in. That might be something that they do with a station like this. That could really make sense. I think we might go with this just because I don't know. I don't really want more tracks around here than what we actually need. So if we use this one, which actually kind of makes sense as well for being a small town, it's like you don't really need a building or anything like that to facilitate the train, which this one really doesn't have that either, except down here at the end. But that also kind of makes sense where that could also maybe be where ticketing and stuff is done as well. I don't know. Both of these are very open, not much to them, which kind of like I kind of wish I was kind of looking at the Steam Workshop. I couldn't really find any kind of old America type train stations that weren't either poorly made or just not what I'm looking for. So um, we're kind of going for this older, this is kind of what established this town kind of look. I feel like this one might be a little too modern, but I've really been leaning towards that one just because it terminates. But the only issue with that is in this game, all the trains are gonna have to come from, let's say, this direction, or if we built, the other way, they have to come from the other direction. So there's not multiple ways that these trains can come from, which is in reality would be fixed by a train coming in, going past the switch, and backing into the track. In this game, that doesn't really happen, so can't really do that. But then again, if we use this, we're gonna have tracks that have to connect back in, which I mean this isn't really a major road, so I think it could work. But part of me has really been leaning towards this one here. um, it's got ticket booths on it, which I guess makes sense. Um, Honestly, I've never been in a Amtrak station that doesn't have a ticketing counter, so I'm not sure how that works. That would be probably more of like like a pass through. And I mean, we could find some sort of building too that we can accompany with this as well. Um, so really, I've been leaning towards this one, so I think this is the one we're gonna go for. I mean, this one is nice. Maybe we'll replace it at some point or put this somewhere else, but yeah, we're gonna go for that one. Now, the other thing I did off camera is I really did not like this track that came around here. It looked so out of place. It did not look right, and we had that double bridge thing going on. So what I did is I removed that, but that also means that there's no connection this way. So we're gonna have to look into that a little bit. I really don't know what we're gonna do, we may have to like drop the track down a little bit, or we may have to maybe have this come over a little bit. Um, but I don't really want two crossings here. What we could probably do is have it kind of come off of here. Um, Normally these are a lot wider of a stance, but they're older, so maybe they were kind of built in the confines of the city. I don't know. We may have to kind of mess with this track and bring it down a little bit. We already S curved it down, so we may bring it down a little bit farther. I don't know for sure yet. But if we're gonna do that, we need to do that before we expand. So maybe it'll S curve down and then it can kind of come back up. So kind of purpose built to facilitate that interchange. I think that might be what we have to do. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. So this will actually get rid of this extra crossing that we don't need here as well. We're going to fill in this grid in a minute. We do have some issues. I believe this is with crime. Yeah, crime rate. I did go ahead and so there's a handy mod that lets you edit oh, they're over here. That lets you edit the properties of these buildings. I don't remember the name of it, but I did increase the radius of this because I mean, a town like this really isn't going to have more than one police station. I know there's like 10,000 people, but that one station, in theory, should be able to cover the town. And in theory, I guess they would have support of like the county or whatever they're in as well. So we're gonna work on that. So I think we're gonna double this. So we're gonna add this kind of curve down, or maybe I don't know. One or two of these blocks are gonna get taken out, unfortunately, but luckily we can add in over here. This is gonna then get put by the track, which actually could be good because it'll give us a little bit more space. So let's work on actually getting something started here. Let's see. So if we go to the double track 2 lane, I really do experiment a lot with the single tracks in this game, and it is just I wish this game had a lot better um, AI when it came to trains. It's really frustrating how the trains just act in this game sometimes, even if you don't have a lot. Like they can just get in the way of everything and just cause a total network collapse, and it's just super frustrating. And I try to, because a lot of trackage, especially outside of major, because I keep doing that, out of outside of major cities are single track. There's double sections for passing and all that, but a more majority is going to be single track because it's cheaper, of course. But trying to do that in this game, it does not always work well. The other thing that, while I'm looking at it, is I want to continue this bypass route because this highway through the middle of town is getting really worked. It's really getting taken over by traffic that's trying to get through this town. So there's two things that we need to get done to kind of counteract that. The first is to get this bypass, so if they don't really have to go into the city, they can get off here, go through the edge of town here, and then eventually connect back in. And then the other thing that we need to get done is this connection. So we could either just take it straight over, connect it into somewhere over there. We could connect it somewhere kind of by this town, which we already have this connection. So I'm not exactly sure where we're going to take that yet, but that'll be something we work on maybe in this episode as well. It's just kind of general stuff that we need to kind of get going for this town to be able to expand some more. As you can see, like, look, we got some good amount of traffic coming through here. We got a good amount of traffic trying to turn left here, backing up along this road, which is going to happen with this. This is an American type design. This is definitely like early America highway type design, and you'll see that where they ran the highway right through the middle of town and then just let the city deal with all the traffic. So, all right. So I think if we come out there and then let's kind of readjust this. I don't want it to be like too purpose built. But then again, some of this is going to be. So I think we can get away with not having to get rid of, I don't know. So if we kind of bring that as an S curve, let's just see let's get an idea of how this is gonna look. We could start back here a little bit. Keep clicking the wrong buttons. All right, so we're gonna go over here. I don't want to get it too close to that intersection either. But yeah, if we can kind of line it up with this node, let's see if we can get it kind of straight here. Like, it looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight with the road either. Because we want to definitely make it look like the rail came in. Maybe not necessarily first, but it definitely had a head start. Um, in some of these areas, but this area it probably would have more bulldozed through. Anyways, as you can see by the way I kind of set up those grids and stuff, it's kind of what it looks like. So, let's see. We can get it like right before. Yeah, that'll work. So we got a pretty. I don't really like that arm. We got a pretty steep junction here, but we actually got quite a bit of room, which is good. Which is real good. Get a better arm there. That's good. This one's a little bit more, I'd say, in line with what they have to work with. So yeah, so we can kind of come around these guys' houses on their backyard. Kind of sucks to be them, but let's clean up some of this zoning here. So we didn't have to delete all those houses, but I just wanted to get, make sure that we had the proper amount of room that we needed. So, all right, so this is also going to give a little bit more breathing room to this intersection, which means I need to clean that up. Um, so what we could do is we can kind of start coming at an angle, straighten it off, and then line it up as best as we can, which that was not very good. So let's just kind of, I think it needs to go either maybe straight a little bit more or just a little bit better of a curve. Let's see if we give it a little bit more breathing room. So basically like right in there, I think we're good. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. We may remove that extra node, but we will see. Okay, so then we are going to bring this here. I'm really actually thinking about, well, no, it's going to have to be back here. So let's grab move it. We can keep it kind of close to this road. That would actually be really good. We're going to drop this here. Like I said, this train station really isn't going to be anything that's heavily utilized anyways. I mean, it's going to be pretty much the only one in town. It's more of, a leftover piece from what was here before. So I think that looks all right. Now the issue here is I think we may break the grid here. And what I mean by that is this might actually become the access into the station. We may have like a little nub, like showing like that's where it was at one point. Um, but yeah, because I don't really. In real life, this would work. This would work pretty well. But in the game, it's going to count these as two separate crossings, which is just going to mess up traffic. And even if it's not that heavy, it's still going to mess up traffic. So I don't really want to get into that if we can help it. All right. So we just need to build a road along here. Let's just kind of get it where we want it, and then we can move it as we need. One nice thing about Move It and all these mods is what you can do. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. Now, the other thing I want to do is get some parking in here. For the rest of the grid, so we're now 3 roads that are broken. This one's almost broken as well. I didn't see that. I mean, this may be kind of a boundary. This might be kind of where the grid ends over here. Like, we'll have some maybe some businesses and stuff along here, but there might be really poor access to this area just because we have this more or less rail yard here. We have all this rail that's just kind of separating this area. Now I'm trying to think if we want to connect this up or if we want to do maybe like a partial grid. So I think I've been doing, yeah. So it'd be like there, which really wouldn't make sense. If we did an actual one-to-one grid, that could work. Really doesn't leave room for parking, but it does leave more room for. Well, so we could put either a makeshift parking lot in here, or we could just build our own. So that's pretty big. We could put it like across from there, which has a bunch of those handicap spots. Yeah, we could just use that as a placeholder because we do have realistic traffic on right now. So here, one thing that we can do is we can kind of make it kind of go around this area a little bit. So this could be, basically like an old part of town. It's kind of built into town, but it's also built next to the town as well. So we could build off of there, which would look okay. We don't want a connection with that road. We bring this down. Unfortunately, it's not going to be perfectly lined up, so um, this could be the start of our new grid. Yeah, that's actually a lot wider than I. How wide did we make those? Oh wow, okay, so all the way to there. Let's delete that again. So there, and then all the way till when that shows up. Which it still doesn't quite. Oh, well, yeah, of course it's not quite. Maybe at some point in the past it just used to have a curve or something like that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just a curve, or do we want to? I'm just gonna have it go straight angle. Again, let's see if we do proper sizing. We'll say at the rail, that's when it starts to kind of curve a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. It's actually looking pretty good. So we can actually get started on this side of town a little bit. I'm just gonna get a general grid just so I kind of have an idea of what I'm trying to go for, which I still don't have a clear idea, but the other thing we could do is this actually. So since they're all angled like that, we could do something like that, which is going to make this an awkward kind of curve right here, which we could fix up, and we will fix up. But we could do something like that for now. And I think, yeah, so it kind of keeps with the general, but then it's like, well, it got cut here for whatever reason that might be. Okay, so we got some of our grid back. Um, One other thing that we need to work on, I know there's something. Oh, it's this road. This road that kind of cuts through this town. As soon as it gets over here, it gets pretty backed up. Now, there's two things we could do here. It looks like there's a lot of left turns, so we could add a second left turn lane, which we could actually implement that change real quick. Oh, I did actual lines here. Oh, because we had that. So we'll take off one there. We'll take that one. There it goes. Okay. We'll take this one to no longer go straight, and we're auto-saving. Okay. So we'll go no longer straight, and you turn as well, but then you can go right or turn, which is gonna mess up right turn traffic a little bit. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, so now that we got this kind of sorted out, the other thing that we need to do is get a new bridge crossing. Now, I did notice, I think it's over in this area. There's something over here where the land is, yeah, as you can see actually, it kind of dips down a little bit. There's like a little bit of a valley over here. But it's not going to mess with this road. So we're going to grab our national road, if I can go into the right section here. And Yeah, you know what? We're probably gonna start the bridge there, so it's gonna follow along with the train tracks. Let's make sure it's nice and well made here. No bumps or anything. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So I was thinking about curving it, but I think we're just gonna go straight. It's just gonna be a straight bypass road until it gets to in here, which honestly, like up until the last minute, it could continue and then curve in. And then we'll do some nice little slip lanes that are pretty gentle. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Pretty gentle. They all kind of line up. And then this one can actually come from here, connected to there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now there's two ways to go about this. Do we want them to just yield? I don't really foresee a lot using that, to be honest. Maybe more of that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. If we need to add some merge lanes or anything like that, I will do that at some point. But right now, I don't really see the need for it. This needs adjusting a little bit. Then we just need to turn that so nobody goes there. Do that same here, and then we just need to do some of the old classic. Let's see, allow people to enter the block junction, but not allow them to cross. Not that there's really a way for people to cross here, anyways. I mean, one, you'd have to be really daring to do it, but two, there's actually no way a pedestrian can get here in this game. So, last thing is to add some give way and give way. I have to say, I'm looking forward to if they ever come out with a second version of this game, but that Airports DLC was pretty good. I feel like there could have been a little bit more to it, but to be honest, for the price and everything that comes along with it, it was pretty good. And also the content packs were pretty good that came out. So, um, yeah, we'll definitely have to build an airport in this city uh, at some point. With that, and I think it'll be great. There's some mods I've been thinking about disabling, and that is the demands mod that just makes all your demands go crazy, as well as the one that unlocks everything. So like everything on the parks, everything on the airports. So we actually have to kind of work for it a little bit. I've been going back and forth on that because I just, I I like that challenge a little bit, but also it's like I like to just build it as I want to build it. So let's go and let this game run for a minute. They should start using this new bridge, which is actually going to I would think would start taking some pressure off of this bridge, which we do need to widen at some point. If we go into here, yeah, we can see people are already using it, but yeah, some people are using that slip lane. They're probably coming from over here. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. Okay. But as you can see, we have our main highway is a pretty big hotspot in this town. We're just, just trying to get people through here with all these cross intersections. I already knew this was going to be an issue. I already knew what I was getting into when I did this. This is just the planning design that I decided to do. But we finally got a alternative road, but yeah, this one here. But I want to see, well, okay, so there's backed up. Are they using both left turn lanes? What are these guys getting backed up on? So maybe a right turn could help. They're doing this crazy thing where they go around in circles again, which is super frustrating. Are they trying to turn left out of there? They are. So what if we disallowed left turns here? Oh, it's yeah, it's got this thing where I did all these lines, these crazy. Oh, is there a light here? Oh, there's a light there. Did I turn that on? I think I turned that on by clicking the wrong thing in Traffic Manager. I would normally make those stop signs, but stop signs are a nightmare in this game. And honestly, I feel like they're overused in the real world. So you're not allowed to go straight. You're only allowed to turn right out of there. Same for this side. That'll just force more people. I know it sounds bad, but it's going to force more people to go to the traffic light to make a left, which is better though because we can better manage that. We can manage timings, we can manage lanes. In general, it's just easier. At some point, we're gonna have to widen this road out. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do it, when we're gonna do it, but I know at some point this road is gonna need to be taken um, to a 2 lane road. It's a main thoroughfare through this town. It gets us all the way through the grid from one end literally to the other side of town. And it's already a pretty major road. It goes past 2 schools. It goes past a bunch of housing. What are you guys complaining about? Not enough educated workers. Okay. Oh man, it's about time to build another elementary school. We may have to build one over here, I guess. So we have this one here. Where should we build? Maybe in this little square. Or like maybe the next square over, because it'll be bigger. Let's draw that out actually. I don't know the sizing I've been using on this square. Let's see. So that's one. Is it the similar? Yeah, it's similar. So it's when that line shows up. Okay. We don't have snapping turned on, so it's there to there. So then it's going to be there. So then, yeah, maybe we'll put an elementary school in there. May still not be enough room, but we could always take over another square. Yeah, I think we will claim that for our elementary school number 2. We'll have 2 in this town. Um, yeah, let's just put down another elementary school for now, just to mark it. Yeah, we're gonna be good on high school for a while. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a little bit of a trek for everybody, but it's pretty common thing to do. You guys are still complaining about the crime rate. We have 10,000 people. Well, they're getting pretty well taken care of. I see a backup. Oh, they're going to this university. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, one of the short-term fixes we can do here is allow traffic to just keep on moving, which is going to be a good start. Oh man, must be rush hour then. Okay, we're getting into the early morning. Yeah, as you can see, this road is it's a hot spot for pretty much everything in this town. Like it gets you to school, it gets you to work. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, this road's not. It's green, but it like over here. Yeah, it's kind of turning a little orange, a little paler of a green. So it's definitely getting used. I think 1 or 2 morning rush hour cycles, we should see that bypass route getting used a little bit more. But I'm really impressed with that. Now, in terms of the school, we don't have enough parking. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. But we did get through that traffic, so that's good. We really do need to get some extra parking, I guess. I really honestly can't believe that all that parking's being used, but I guess it is what it is. Let's see this intersection. So they are using both turn lanes. Looks like mainly the outside one though. There you go. Okay. Yeah, and the right turn and straight sharing a lane actually isn't too bad. We should probably work on expanding this side of the road out next. So probably adding a turn lane. Oh my gosh, yeah. Is there any other? So this one up here is no saving. But yeah, this one up here is another major thoroughfare. This road is a major thoroughfare too. Look at that. Everybody trying to get up here to the industry. It's a pretty small knit town, and so a lot of people can walk, which I think is helping us out a little bit. There's still a lot of traffic coming down here. I don't understand why they're turning down here. Is this commercial? I believe this is commercial. Yeah, this is commercial. Right? Yeah, commercial. So is it just truck traffic? Is it people trying to get down here? Let's see if we can kind of get to the bottom because they're coming down here. Let's see if we can kind of follow the. Ooh, that's a lot of traffic. So I mean, there are people that are like, right, like, what the heck are they doing? We can't really ban trucks. Is this commercial over here as well? Yeah, so these two blocks are commercial. They could be just kind of going around in circles, which is kind of annoying. Which is causing some issues over here. I'm gonna have to look at that off screen. Like one temporary fix, I guess we could do. Let's see if we've done this yet. So over here, we're gonna say no truck traffic. And over here, we're going to say no truck traffic. So, I mean, at least that confines them. And over here, too, we're going to say no truck traffic. We already turned that on there. So that way it kind of confines them to these main roads. So they're not interrupting the town. Something else I wanted to take a look at was noise level. Oh, yeah, look at that industry. But yeah, we're pretty. Oh, so we got some industry or some commercial over there. But yeah, it's a pretty quiet town. These things are that thing is noisy. Of course, we got our main highway that's pretty noisy. But pretty much if you live on the inner side of the grid, you're pretty good. And yeah, I mean these guys are a little noisy, but it's actually not too bad, which I'm actually pretty impressed about. Let's go ahead and fill in this section here. We have a park up there. I think I put that while I was trying to I can't remember trying to decorate for that train station. I honestly don't remember. Do we have anybody? I want to see. Do we have any trains or anything coming in? Oops. Not need to click that button. Maybe we have some traffic down there. I almost feel like this could hug this a little bit closer, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet for uh the parking in this area, as well as kind of detailing, which I may do off camera. I may do in uh a sped up session, but yeah, I'm actually really liking where this town is going. So I think we're gonna do a pretty good build down this way. We have a lot of space like over here and down. So I think that's what we're gonna kind of work on. And then we're gonna work on also building up in the next couple episodes. But if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video.